Hi, I'm a junior full-stack web developer that's been working for around 2 years, and here are the reasons why I like being a software engineer. Reason number 1, flow state. Do you ever feel like you get so focused on a task and you just lose track of time? Before I started coding front-end apps, the only other time that I felt this way was when I was playing video games. I could play video games for like 10 to 15 hours a day and not feel anything. When I'm in the flow state, I'm almost always listening to music, mostly K-pop or J-pop when I'm coding, or lo-fi if I have to read something like a design document. Music really calms me down and helps me focus. I think if I had a job where I couldn't listen to music, I feel like that would be really depressing. I know, first world problem. When I'm focused on coding and solving a problem, I feel like the workday goes by so fast. Sometimes it doesn't even feel like work, but don't tell my manager that. But I guess it depends on what kind of problem I'm working on, because I definitely don't have as much fun with Java in the backend. It's already been a year since I started working at my current company, and it feels like I just started. If I had to watch the clock all the time, hoping that time would pass, kind of like how it was in class when I was at school, then I would probably hate going to work every day. Reason number 2, high pay. Everyone knows about the high salaries in software engineering. I'm pretty sure that's how most people find out about this field and then want to become a software engineer. But to be honest, I never knew that software engineers got paid a lot until I started job searching. I guess I never really paid that much attention to it. I think it's just really lucky that I ended up liking coding, and the fact that the pay is good is a bonus. Even if the job paid a lot less, I would still be a software engineer because I just love coding in the front end. In this field, there's a lot of opportunity for growth. As you improve and move up the job ladder and get promoted, then the compensation actually increases a lot compared to a lot of other jobs where the wages are pretty stagnant. Currently, I live at home, so I don't have many expenses. I know I'm in a pretty privileged position because rent in LA is around 2K a month, and I'm sure if most people had the choice, they would choose to live at home because the rent is just crazy. I've always wanted to reach a point where I don't have to think about spending money on things that I would use, and I think I'm at that point now. Reason number 3, flexibility. I know most people like remote work the best because of the freedom and flexibility, but I actually think hybrid is a lot better, at least for a junior engineer. And by hybrid, I mean half office, half remote. I think going into office and asking questions in person and building relationships with your teammates is really important because you're going to be spending most of your time with them. I'm honestly not a super social person, and I could probably just stay at home for the rest of my life, but I've done like a month or 2 of remote work before, and it felt really isolating. Every day felt pretty similar and mundane. That's why I think hybrid is a good mix of in-office and remote. I currently work from home on Monday, Friday, so I go in office 3 days a week. I also commute around up to 2 hours in total, so I usually leave my home at 9:45 and then I get back home at 7:30. At the end of the day, I'm pretty much like a zombie, but I still think it's worth it because of how much help I've been able to get from my teammates. Reason number 4, creating features and problem solving. Usually, software engineers work with product managers to implement the features that they want. It starts with the PRD, which is a product requirement document. We write an engineering design doc to implement those requirements. Obviously, there's a lot of stress that goes into researching and figuring out why things aren't working, but I think when you go through all of these obstacles and finish the final product, it feels so rewarding. I mean, if it was easy, it wouldn't be as fun. So far, I've mainly created front-end features, so I can clearly see my changes and how they would impact the people that would use it. I think it's just really awesome to see all the work that you put in come to life, and then people start using it and they compliment on how much they like the feature, and then they send all the bugs to me. I guess the lesson here is to write only bug-free code, so you only have to worry about how much people like using your feature. Reason number 5, learning and improvement. So when I first started at my current company, I was pretty useless. My previous job at a startup where I had no support didn't help me that much. I didn't know how to test, write code reviews, or even write clean code. I would basically just code whatever, and if it worked, then we're good. That's the only thing I needed to worry about. Basically, I was just a normal junior engineer. So when I started at my current company, there were code reviews where I got absolutely destroyed. If I recall correctly, I had PRs with over like 50 comments, but over time, I took a lot of notes and feedback from the code reviews, and now I don't really make those mistakes anymore, I think. I realized that I was in a really special position where I could learn a lot from the senior engineers, so I couldn't let this opportunity go to waste. I needed to learn as much as possible to improve. So after a lot of help from my teammates from the first few months, now I mostly do things on my own. I started writing design docs and implemented larger features, and I don't really need that much help with coding anymore. Unless it's Java. I still struggle a lot with backend and Java, but I guess that's what happens when a front-end engineer becomes a full-stack engineer. Yeah, we don't do too well in the backend. I'm also aiming for promotion to mid-level in the next promotion cycle, and usually you'll have to be performing at the next level for at least a while to be considered for promotion. My manager supports this, so I guess it's a sign that I'm doing pretty well. So I guess the TLDR here, I went from completely useless to being able to do most things on my own. So those are all the reasons why I like being a software engineer. I'll probably make a video talking about the things that I don't like, and there are a lot of them. Because this job isn't perfect like how social media makes it out to be, it does get really difficult and stressful sometimes, especially when you don't know what you're doing. Sometimes I question myself when I'm working on features like, could I actually do this? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, it gets really difficult sometimes, but that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Day in my life working from the Google LA office.